Hello and welcome to the quick look of Mordheim, the City of the Damned, which is a strategic turn-based game based on the old Mordheim miniature game by Games Workshop back in the day, which I actually used to play when I was younger. I'm actually pretty much into the whole Warhammer fantasy and 40k, although these days mainly for as a hobby. Crafting hobby from painting and modeling, but I used to play a lot of miniature games when I was younger, and Mordheim was definitely one of them. And it's good to see that they made a PC version of it, and it is said to be fairly faithful for the rules. I don't exactly 100% remember the rules. It's been like 20 years almost since I played last time. Maybe not 20 years, but anyways, quite many years. But the developer Rogue Factor and publisher Focus Home Interactive, and of course the original game by Games Workshop, and they did a good job in this game, what I played so far. In the start here, if you don't want to watch the full video, the game doesn't really have a proper campaign. It has campaign, but the campaign is mainly just random missions over and over on the same maps, and each faction has 2 acts of 4 missions, story missions, and that's it. I was kind of hoping the game would have been a more story-driven, like the older strategy games like the Shadow of the Horned Wrath, which was amazing. But anyways, it is very well done. This one focuses on the small-scale battles with only a couple of units instead of like big armies. And also, it seems this one was made very much multiplayer in mind as well. But anyways, let's load up my older Warband I was actually playing and preparing today. I'll show some mechanics here, and then we start another one from scratch. Because you cannot show all the mechanics when you start a new Warband, so we'll show those with this cultist, which is one of the 4 current factions in the game. So this is the war camp you have, and this is basically where you do all your things. And in here you have these are different things. You can access them by clicking them there, or you can use the top bar here. And the main thing you usually fiddle around with is this the war band management. So this is your ragged bunch of people you run in your team. So you have a war band here, and you have a leader, a hero. You can unlock another hero slot there, and then you have a bunch of henchmen and inspiring units and all kinds of things. And you can hire these as you want. Like, for example, this is our reserve as well. So these guys up in the front are the current warband, there's a reserve in the back, and you can hire more in there. And I actually have a couple wounded people at the moment, so they are hanging around in the reserve while the main team is running missions for me. And here, if you click on the pluses there, you can hire more units. So this is the leader magister, which is one of the basic leader units for cultists. Then you have a hero unit, the mutant. And then you have options of Brethren, which are these ranged guys, fairly weak, but they're ranged. And then you have Dark Souls. Not the game, but the units. And they are these demon hosts, basically, possessed by them. And leaders, of course, you're a leader unit, so it's the most strongest unit. Usually you have, for these guys, it's the spellcaster. And you see what they can equip, what they can use. You can see their injuries and information as well. Of course, these are new guys, so they don't have those. And then you have the mutant as a hero unit, and they gain random mutations. And they are always beneficial, but it's totally random. Some of them are not that great, and they can kind of screw your build. But that's part of the game, as playing with chaos. And then these normal units. You can also level up these guys. There's the experience up here. And as you level these people, you can actually make them into hero units and into leaders even. Or inspiring units as well, later on. And they do different things. There's all kinds of stuff like chaos mutants and fun stuff, spawns, to gain on this faction. And there's the 3 other factions as well. Maiden of Sigmar, and all kinds of Skevni, and well, Empire stuff. of course, they don't mean anything to you if you don't know Warhammer. And a lot of this is, of course, based on the Warhammer lore. Anyways, let's see this other information here. So you have different information. This game is a bit of just information flood. Just overwhelms you at start. But basically, these are the attack points or offensive points, and these are movement points you use for different things during the combat. Then you have all kinds of information here. Crit chance, HP. Then these are the physical stats and mental and martial skills. And when you level up, you get points to spend on these, and they do different things. Add accuracy, add resistance against terror and fear and all kinds of things. And then you have resistances, and there's the movement information as well. So some move faster, and anyways, there's a lot of things in there. So that's basically the hiring and basic units. And then you can go and check these units more thoroughly here. So there's the same information, same description. Injuries you can check here, none on this guy. And you can see the history, what they've done, achieved rank 1. If you look at one of these wounded guys here, you can actually see that they have a missing eye. So this is one of the features in the game, that you can gain, and you will gain these, and you will lose people to these. And it's really, really brutal sometimes. So you get these permanent injuries. Like this archer here is missing an eye, and he loses 10% of melee and ranged accuracy. But he also gains 10 perception and initiative, so it's kind of strange. Maybe we should make this into a, I don't know, some kind of melee archer dude, I don't know. And you can lose limbs like legs and arms and all kinds of fun stuff. So it's fun. And to show the mutations, here's one of my mutants, and he has a nice eye on his chest, and you can see the mutation here, the eye, foresight, plus 10 initiative and 10 crit chance. Prevents the use of light and heavy armor, which is kind of bad. So he's my berserk with an eye in the chest at the moment. Awesome stuff. And then you have inventory, and there's a lot of inventory slots on these guys. It also depends on the class, what they have available and what you can equip. And you can just equip a ton of different items here. These are misc items, then there's a weapon, and offhand, armor, and trinkets, all kinds of stuff. And you can go in the store here as well, and you can buy a big assortment of things. And that's just the stuff this guy can handle, and not just what's available. And then on top of that, you have enchanting. So there's enchants you can put on the things, which are quite nice as well. Expensive, of course, and difficult to get, but amazing to have. Then you have skills. So this game is, like I said, this is the information load here, and sometimes it's gonna be difficult to decide what to do with these guys. Then you have active skills, which give you stuff like a swift charge, and there's the information in the middle of the screen there. Lots of info there, and all kinds of stuff. And these are the active skills for these characters. They seem to be mostly shared between characters as well, so everyone gets the same ones. So once you understand how they work, you pretty much know what to get. But at start, there is just a ton of stuff. These specials are probably the limited ones for only this one. And then on top of the active skills, you have passive skills. Basically the same amount of passive skills in here for everyone. And it's pretty insane. Yeah, these are the special ones for the character. Chaos Evolution. It's quite nice. Chaotic Advantage and Chance Warning. So that's the skills. And then you have spells. So you have spells to buy as well. Some characters can have spells, like this spellcaster here, and there's different spells you can get. I should actually probably buy a spell on this guy when we get skill points. But anyways, you have spells on top of the skills, and then you have customization. So if you want to make, like I made this guy into this happy pink-looking guy, or if you're Swedish and you want your Swedish Chaos Cultist band, you can do it. There's some color options here for you to customize your guys, but you can also do them. This is the preset I'm using, so let's select like this one, and then you can color different parts separately as well if you want to. And then there's different models for some of the stuff. So there's actually quite a lot of customization you can do as well. And you can also edit names, so you can name these guys. I was playing this on stream, so these are named after my viewers. So you can get your friends and loved ones killed as well. So that's the Warband management, where you do most of your stuff. Then you have the shop here. So there's latest items, arrivals, and what you sell, and you can buy upgrades for your guys, and consumables basically. And then you can sell if you have excess loot you find on the missions, or if you give swap gear and you have old garbage to sell. But anyways, there's a marketplace for that. And then you have veteran system. So you have different warbands, like the one I have, and then you have the veteran system. So basically a warband is a single playthrough, and you may die, and you will die probably, and you will fail. But while doing that, you accumulate these veteran points basically, or you do the tasks, and these are basically achievements that you do. But as you do them, you gain levels, and you get these veteran skills, which you can use here to upgrade your group, which is quite nice. And you also have by the way, I didn't show this, there's also hired swords that you can hire, but currently there's no mercenaries to hire, so you can also hire mercenaries on top of your normal units, but we don't have any available to show at the moment. And how the game itself works is you have two options, the campaign here and the skirmish. Skirmish is the multiplayer option, so you play with your warband, and you can find you can create games, you can make a contest, and then you can also find some friends to play. There has been some complaints, what I read, that people are having trouble finding people to play with, but I guess if you want to focus on this game a lot, you want probably some friends who also have the game to play with them. But there's currently 1,000 and something players online, so I'm sure if you're diligent and you want some people to play with, you should be able to find them. And I'm actually have to gonna let's go out of here. Actually, I'm gonna explain the Smugglers Den first, then I'll show the campaign, but we'll start a new group for that. So this is the Smugglers Den, and in Mordheim there's this Wordstone, which is these green things, which is this corrupting magical thing that powers spells and turns metals into gold, and it's this wonder material that falls from the sky, and everyone is going after that. So that's basically the basis for the whole Mordheim. It's a city where this meteor fell down that's made of the Wordstone, and there's Wordstone everywhere, and everyone is collecting it for different reasons. Chaos wants to summon this mega demon, Empire just wants to kind of confine and hide it away, Skaven uses them on their own purposes, and so on and so on. And you have these different factions here. Your primary faction, which for the cultists is the Shadow Lord, which is the Shadow Lord we want to resurrect basically, or summon, this Pit Lord. And they give you requests, this shipment request, which we actually have completed on this now. But at certain times it gives you like 10 days to deliver a certain weight of this Wordstone. We have 0 at the moment. So you can see there's fragments, shards, and clusters, and then there's the total weight as well. And they give you money and this prestige or reputation. It's a reputation with the faction. And as you increase the reputation with the faction, you get bonuses from that. And this is your main source of money as well. So when you want to make cash, you sell this. You are required to do the shipments every now and then for your main faction, but there are also secondary factions here where you can sell them for money and then get their reputation bonuses as well. So there is a lot of customization in this game and strategy to go for, which is really damn nice. Let's get out of there, and I'm gonna exit out in the main menu and we'll start a new game. I love the loading screen. Don't panic, chaos is at work. So we'll do a new warband here. And these are the options currently in the game. And there's been some rumors that there might be other factions coming as well. that were in the original game. Vampires and some mercenaries and more humans and stuff like that. I think orcs were in there as well. I would love to see orcs myself. Not sure if they're going to be DLC or whatever, but I hope they come anyways. So the options currently are the human mercenaries, which is the Reikland Empire, basic humans. Skaven, which are the Warhammers, Ratmen. And these seem to be mainly the clan Eshin. Skaven, which are the assassins, basically. Poison and assassin and assassination and all that. Stealth and murder, as they go. I wish they would also eventually bring out the other factions, like not just the factions, but the sub-factions. Like in Skaven there is different ones, like the clan Eshin is the assassination one. There's this engineering, I think it's the Skryre, maybe is the name. I'm a bit rusty on my Warhammer lore, but anyways, and they are focusing on kind of abominations and mechanical things like rifles and doom wheels and strange stuff. And same with the Chaos here. Chaos has, of course, the 4 main gods, and these guys seem to be mainly undivided with some of the change, which is the mainly the spellcaster option. But I would love to see some Khorne berserkers and stuff like that. So, on top of having just these 4 factions, there should be a kind of sub-faction. Maybe another layer of customization within the faction. And then you have Sisters of Sigmar, which are these devout, fervent ladies who murder you with their hammers and healing spells and all stuff. So let's try the Sisters. I'll show you one battle
in the name
with
of
Sisters.
Most Holy Sigma, I greet you, sister.
And we're going to be
Your
skipping this
and dedication
once we
to our order has long been in
load
my
up.
mind. As High Matriarch,
Every faction has
I
this
must put your conviction and valor to the
spoken
ultimate test.
introduction that shows you the stuff. And then you go here. And since we have the veteran point ready, we can actually buy 1 skill immediately. Even though we just started a new playthrough, so there's veteran point from him. And well, as I said, all of these are locked currently because we just started a campaign, and that's why I showed these first with the Chaos or the Cultists. So let's go back here in the Warband management. So we start with the hero, which is this Sigmarite matriarch, and we can go check what she does. Divine spellcaster, divine spells, casting may result in effects named Divine Wrath. So spellcasting is always really dangerous in Warhammer. It will corrupt you and it will make the heavens strike at you pretty much. Or you sprout a tentacle and fun times happen and chaos gets you. Anyways, we'll start with the matriarch. And she's equipped with the Sigmarite Warhammer and all the basic stuff. We'll just let that be as we have. Then we have an option here for hero. So the hero option is Sister Superior in here, or we could do Sister or Novice. We'll just get a Sister Superior in there.
Task completed.
And these tasks are basically achievements, hire, recruit people. And she seems to just have a hammer, no perks at the moment. Actually, let's see what the spell on this lady is. Sigmar's Might. Self and allies within 5 meter radius around the caster. Increases melee crit chance and melee damage by 10%. That's nice. 5% of the crit chance. That is actually very powerful. And then we can hire the henchmen. We'll just get the... For some reason, novices don't seem that good. Let's just get some sisters. And you think you have a lot of money in the beginning of the game, but it will go very quickly. So we'll just hire a bunch of sisters, and the superior sister and the matriarch, and we'll go whack some people. So now we can go to the campaign screen finally. So here's the campaign screen, which is different for every faction. The map looks different, there's different tools around it. And then that you have these locations, like there's Rivals in the Ruins and Rivals in the Ruins. And these are the random missions, and as I said, these can do cycle through. So both of them are normal difficulty Wordstone Rush, which is the secondary option. And then you have the amount of Wordstone in there, which is the poor on this one, and Treasure, which is very poor, or average and poor on this one. And then you have a description how the battle basically plays out. So both warbands deploy tightly around their wagons and prepare to face each other. Also, there is this information here. So we have Sigmar's Enforcers 0 to 5, which is the faction we are playing. There is Sisters of Sigmar, our rating. So when you look at these, the skull there saying the normal is the rating. Sometimes you can see the actual rating, like in the story missions, which come every now and then and appear on this map. I should have shown it actually on the Cultist map, but anyways. It shows the first one is always rating 700, so you can kind of compare this number to the difficulty here and decide, can I do it? And then you have upkeep and these other information as well. So if you don't like any of these missions, you can, well, we can't now, but you can skip the day. You don't have to go to any of these missions, and you sometimes have to do that when your people are wounded. Or you can use scouts. So you can send up to 3 scouts per each day. It costs money, but it will reveal you some new locations. So we found a new location, which is a normal difficulty poor and very poor. Rivals in the Ruins. Because that's pretty much the first mission. And it's marked for death on this one. I think we go for the average. And you can also see the upcoming events, like when you need to deliver shit and all these other ones. Let's go in the Rivals in the Ruins. And this is your deployment here. So you can switch out people, like I could move this guy into reserve, or from the reserve into here. And then you can either launch the mission, which directly launches you into the battle, or you can launch and deploy, where you can choose where you deploy the enemy, your units. Sometimes even though when you do deploy, it doesn't let you because of the mission parameters, but usually you get to do that.
Very attractive target.
So it's a rival of Warband, which means we are gonna be fighting against Sisters, which is kinda boring, but should be fine. It might not be Sisters, who knows. And we need to make them rout, so kill enough of them to make their morale just fail and they flee from the battle, or just kill all of them, put them out of action. There's a secondary option, which is gather and secure 55% of the wordstones on the map. And secondary options are pretty much mandatory options. You should always strive to get the secondary optional mission, because they give you insane bonuses like experience and loot, which you really want. As you've noticed, the loading times are pretty bad in this game, so it does load quite long between missions and these, so strap in on a bit of waiting. I heard having it on a better hard drive, one of those solid ones, makes it much better, but on a normal hard drive like this, it does take quite long. Apparently in early access it was even worse, and it's been getting progressively better, so hopefully it gets even better in the future, as they are still working on the game even though it's released. But don't panic, chaos is at work. Anytime now. This is one of the biggest complaints about the game I have, this loading time. It's not that bad, but it's pretty bad. I've seen worse loading time still, but always when you have to wait, it's annoying. This is the time when you go to grab a cup of coffee or get something to drink to continue your gaming session. Also, other big complaint about the game, and my only secondary complaint about the game. There's not too much to complain about the game, but this loading time and enemy AI is the second one. Enemy seems a bit incompetent sometimes. It likes to phase rush you and also the difficulty for the game and the enemies has been made a bit wrong, in my opinion, because they have additional stats over you, so they just have superior units over yours, not superior tactics. But anyways, now it's loaded up and we can get to the mission. So welcome to Mordheim, and this is the city of Mordheim here, one of the areas there. It's really wrecked, ruined city with chaos taint everywhere. There's some maggots, glowing mega maggots glowing on the wall there, and some stuff growing on the walls, and all kinds of fun stuff. So this is the deployment phase, and you can choose where to deploy on these spots here. This is a bit complicated as well. Sometimes you have a lot of these deployment points. This is the map we are playing on at the moment. And when there's a lot of these, and the only option to place your units, what I've found so far, is just press A and D and cycle through them. And on one of the maps there's a lot of these points where to place your unit, and it's really annoying to get them into a nice spot. On this map it's only this area here, so it's not too bad. Also on the map here you can see placement of all the warpstone or wordstone. Both of those work. So these are wordstones on this map, but Skaven call them warpstones. Then you have also these treasure shares, as you saw in the map mode. There was the wordstone and the loot, and these are the loot. They might be on the second floor. These are multi-floor buildings, and you can see them here. Also, you can see the cards. So this is the Bloody Fists we are against, and this is our card here, Sigmar's Enforcers. And this is where you can store loot, and sometimes you have to defend it. And you usually spawn and deploy near one of them. So you see that they are probably somewhere in here and are coming from there, and we are probably gonna clash somewhere in this street here or this corner, so you can kind of predict. Anyways, so let's deploy our units. So it's just clicking, and it goes through each of your units. Just deploying my sisters there, and now it's enemy turn. You can see that they are actually Sigmar units. So their captain there, their hero unit, and seems to be 3 archers. We don't actually have any range units of our own, so we'll see how that goes. On the left side you can see our morale and their morale, your turn, how your map is turned, the name of the map and mission, objectives, which is the route or kill everyone, collect wordstone. So it seems 55% comes to 10 on this map, and then you have all the information about how many there are in total. So 18 wordstones, I need to get 10 of them for the option one, and then there's 10 treasure as well. On the bottom here you see your information of your unit, and you use Q and E to change the action you're doing. So we have Sigmar's Might, which is the spell we use. It takes 2 skulls, so 2 offensive points. Then we have Ambush Stance, which is basically gonna overwatch if you played XCOM. So we could overwatch here, and if any enemy comes into this area, we will attack him in melee. Then there's a Dodge Stance, which increases your dodge, ends your turn. Parry Stance, so kind of same. Perception can be used to find traps, so there is hidden traps in there. There's Delay, so on the top you see the different units, and you can use Delay to wait a bit if you want to kind of stagger your turn properly and let the enemy act first or something. And you can also just end your turn. And you see the blue area? That's your movement area. So it wastes one of the movement points we have on the bottom there, bottom left. And when you move out of the range, you use second point, and you get these blue dots here, like this when you move. And this is not permanent movement yet. You can backtrack and hit these spots to gain back the points. So that's how the movement works. And then there's different spots, like you can go down. There's usually about 3 levels where you can hang around and do things. Archers up top are really nice and stuff like that. And down here we can run, and now we're out of movement points, so we can stay here or we can redeploy better if you want to. Also you can jump down, so you can in certain points go up and down the areas. There's actually quite a lot of wordstone there, so we might actually just stop here. Let's put the lady here and use the ambush stance over there. And Kelly moves in for Sigmar. So Kelly does have a spell as well. Nice. Kelly will collect these word stones here for me, if I can actually select the action. So these green stuff on the ground here are a word stone. So here's the inventory thing. Let's grab this.
Objectives updated.
Grabbing word stone is not very good because it will give you different random effects. But it's required for the missions and for the game, so
objectives updated.
You kinda have to. So you get positive and negative warp effects, and you can see them by pressing Alt here. So we have buff, nothing, debuffs, tiring, two-handed, that's from the weapon, and warp effect is block switch weapon. So I'm gonna switch weapons, and it seems to last a bit. You can also see all your information here. You can cycle it through with Alt here, and you can also see enemy information from there as well. We'll leave her there. Then it's enemy turn. There are archers moving in. A really good tactic seems to be keeping your units together. If you send someone out there alone, he's probably gonna be killed by the enemies. Okay. Barbara. Run you in here. So if you're in their kind of area of effect here, you cannot use any actions, so you have to send them like here to be able to use their own abilities. This also applies in combat, which I will show you in a moment when we get some enemies, that you have to be in certain area to be able to attack the enemy, and sometimes it gets too crowded to be able to attack. But here, sisters are going as a
new
unified
round has
front.
started.
So, do we see anyone yet? There's someone over there. Dietmar Richter. Okay. You can jump down. There's a chance of taking damage. Success, no damage. I'm gonna grab these wood stones here.
Objectives updated.
Nice. Still no penalties.
Objectives updated.
Positive warp effect, nice. Plus 5% ranged melee resistance, nice. That's actually not too bad.
Objectives updated.
Luckily or unluckily, they are very temporary, so not too bad. There's some of the chaos effects on this area. Just an eye growing on the wall there. It's fine. That was the Sigmar's might there. We'll just wait down here. So we'll probably see the enemy moving closer to us soon. Ow! He actually shot us. So that's the enemy hero there. A gunner guy. And that's their leader there. For Sigmar. I don't know actually what the for Sigmar does. Let's just try. Well, now you have for Sigmar. And he ambushed in there, so if I go close, he will attack. Which I will do. I'm gonna actually just leave her here and delay. And I will move in with the other sisters. Use them as a bait. To get the hit. Because I cannot get close to him. Or someone will get hit. Like this. And you get hammered to the face. So instead of using my hero unit, I used one of these rookie guys. And in the middle here you can see cycle through my buffs here. So pressing Control shows this information. So we have base chance of 80% to hit him. -10 from surprised. Surprise, surprise, he charged me in the face. Then shield penalty from his shield. Weapon skill difference. And agility. And my weapon skill. Damage. And some damage. And then minus damage from dual wielding. That's just a hammer. And you see potential counterattack from him. How much damage we can do potentially. And all the information there. Well, there we go. We get, yeah, we do get a counterattack to the face as well. And then if you have movement options, you can flee, you can delay again, you can also disengage, and you can also use a dodge stance or parry stance, which gives you increased, well, basically defense. And now we can see that we cannot do anything in this range, so we cannot even fight when we go into the range here. So we need to go around and then hit this from this side to be able to attack. So that's the kind of action range. And once there's enough of these bubbles around this guy, I cannot fit anyone else in there to attack. But they actually made a pretty bad choice of attacking with him alone. So he's a pretty much free game for my sisters to smash now. Bye bye, Volcrum. So he's down. You can see that there's some loot on him now. So I'm just gonna ambush stance here. Because I'm out of movement. And we'll probably use Barbara now. If I can loot. Let's see what he has. If they pick up Wyrdstone, you can pick it up from the corpses. But you can also steal their weapons, basically. And also these lucky charms, and there's different bounty objective items. At the moment we don't need any of these, but on some missions you can do that. I'm just gonna steal your axe and pistols and shield. Thank you. And we can sell those after the mission. Thank you. Come again. And we'll just ambush stance there again. There was a piece of Wyrdstone in the back there, which I'm gonna go pick up, I guess. There's one of the enemy archers who is shooting us. Ow! And he got stunned as well. That's a pretty bad spot for those. Another one.
A new round
there as
has
well.
started.
Their hero is reloading and shooting my guy. Again. Dang. Dietmar. There's actually a treasure down here. Could I get up here, up there? We can just jump up from here or climb. Hopefully we'll get up there. Come on, you can do it, sister. Success. And it also gives us a stealth climb. So we get -20 dodge and parry bypass on the enemy. So we can hit really hard now. Dang, Dietmar. Stop shooting. And then just a dodge stance in there. Dietmar is actually in a really good spot. It's really difficult to get there now. And these archers as well are gonna be really annoying. Is there a spot here to climb? No. How do we actually get there? I may have to circle around fully through there to get there. Let's go back here. I'm gonna go help, or not. There was a trap. Should have seen it coming. I'm gonna try to circle around. You have full inventory, right? No, you don't. Grab that.
Objectives updated.
Probably somewhere around through the back I can get to this guy here. But I'm gonna run out of time units. Oh hey! One of their archers is right there. Actually, it's a gunner. Ow. Their engine is picked a really good spot to fight on. Barbara is full. Where was the wordstone? There. Where is it? It's in the house. There's a couple in there as well if I want to complete the side mission, but I might have to get some reinforcements. It seems that's the guy who shot us from up there. There's another one somewhere in the building there, and that's the one outside here that tried to shoot my hero. Let's see if I can get... I'm gonna go around here and see if I can get to the building from this side. Doesn't seem like that. We need to go around from this side. It really sucks. But we just have to do it. Let's try here. Yeah, I'm gonna go into the building here, and I'm guessing it's on the second floor or third floor. It should be right here. Yes, it's on the third floor. Let's climb in there. Don't you stare at me, eyeballs. Yep, there it is. So we can scavenge this. And we have to leave something. So we'll leave the axe.
Objectives
Just get the
updated.
Wordstone. I'm actually doing really good on the Wordstone. And then we just end his turn. This guy is gonna be a massive pain in the ass. Yeah, out of action. Let's just run in here as well. And we are out of the movement, so we cannot get into combat by normal means, but we can also charge, which does lower your accuracy, but increases your damage as well from the charge. So he actually do quite a lot of damage from the charge. And then we just end his turn.
A new round has started.
And Dietmar gets smashed in the face again. Or not, if I keep missing like that. 84% misses. So fun. And let's do party stance. He used a disengage to get out of the combat, and then he ran away. And he's using Overwatch stance now, which means if I get to the range, he will shoot me. His vision. But instead, I'm actually gonna go smash this guy to make them lose morale. I'm probably not gonna get enough Wordstone to get the secondary option. It's usually fairly difficult in most of these missions. And then we're gonna head his way over here. I still do have movement points, so here. Enemy road test failure, so they lost. And here's the victory screen. So we got... There's rewards, some charge, some treasury we picked up. We did not get the extra objectives, which kinda sucks. And then casualties, 1 on our side, 2 on their side. They're not permanently dead. And then most valuable warriors, which affects what the experience and stuff they get. Let's get
The
back home.
faithful need never fear defeat, for great Sigmar's strength lives within them.
And we are back home. So experience surviving the mission, our leader. Experience surviving most valuable enemies put out, and then she got 1 point in the mental advancement, so we can spend 1 point in these. Surviving the mission, near death experience, almost at death's door. Managed to survive and pull through. 5 days recovery time. Experience from the near death. Nice. And our Warband experience as well. And items we acquired: Great Flail, that sounds nice. Axe, some of these word stones, and what we looted as well. And now that we have done a mission, we need to pay for upkeep here and treatment. So this is the treatment for that lady who nearly died, and then pay the salary. And we can go back to the war camp here, and then go for the next day.
A new shipment has been requested.
So here's the injuries and training. She's still 4 days out of the action, so we need to hire a replacement and put her in the reserve. And then this is the shipment request from your main faction that appears in here. Like I said, 10 days to deliver 75 total weight. We have 39 from the first mission here, which is damn awesome. And then you just send a shipment of these to home. And this is basically how the game goes. You do a mission, you pay for your guys and see how the damage is, do some more equipment and level up them. Then you find the next mission and next mission and next mission, and then you get story missions every now and then mixed into there, which are not, at least what I've seen, you don't have to do them immediately. They are not like time based or anything, so if it's too bad for you, you can just level up first and do it. And sometimes you do have to do that because the game is pretty brutal in difficulty, and it does wreck your units. So sometimes you have to just level up your guys and heal them up before you can do some missions. And that actually adds to the length of the game. It takes surprisingly long time. This video is already almost an hour feature length, so sorry about that. But the missions do take time, and if you have to do random missions over and over again to get to the story missions, and there's 8 of them as well, that's quite a lot to play. Although it's mostly same maps, which might become boring over time, especially with the AI, who is not the most competent. But I'm sure that will get better with, especially if they are releasing DLC for new factions, and they keep improving the game even without any expansions or anything. But anyways, that's my look into the Mordheim. If you like Warhammer stuff, especially if you like the Mordheim and the Necromunda or more skirmish style games, this is actually pretty faithful for those games, and feels like you're playing that kind of game. Also, if you're a fan of XCOM games or like a turn-based strategy games, this is also quite nice for that. But don't expect anything mega spectacular from this. And if you don't want to do just random missions and you want more story-based game, this might not be for you. But I had a lot of fun with this game, and I will be having some more fun with this game as well. I will play some more with the human players as well and see how that goes. But anyways, that's that, and I'll see you guys next time on next quick looks. Also check out the other quick looks I've done on my curator group, which is mostly strategy management and builder games. And I also live stream every day on twitch.tv/planner doing this kind of games, like this today I was playing on my stream, and other builder and management and strategy games and few RPGs and platformers and everything thrown in the mix there every day, 6 PM finish time, GMT +2 till midnight or past that. Anyways, have a nice day. So I'll see you guys next time.